this is morning or evening for you. Today it is bright and sunny here in Costa Rica. And just a couple of reminders before we get started in our class today. Always remember that because I'm not with you, I can't answer your questions or anything like that. Make sure that you're feeling good, you're feeling safe, and any movement that doesn't work for you, make sure you just stop, okay? Make sure you've got room around you, make sure you can reach up, side, back, and forward, that you're not going to knock anything over. And other than that, you're good to go. So why don't you just find yourself on your mat, come on down, find a seated position that feels good for you. Again, I like to sit cross-legged, a little rock side to side. Even today, I'm going to do a half lotus. I'm going to take one of my feet and just tuck it in. You can go full lotus. Some people really like to go in this position. I don't find this as very comfortable, and I also find that puts a little bit of pressure on my knees and my hips. I can do it for a short period of time, but not for any length, and it certainly isn't a relaxation position for me. However, this one tends to be a relaxation position. So we're not looking at a particular posture to get into a posture. We're trying to find one that fits us where we are right now. So find that position that works for you. Remember, leg kicked out, sit on a block, whatever is good for you, just to not worry about the body so much and to start to get into our breath. So that being said, once you've rocked a few times, if you're comfortable, just close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and then softly let it go through the mouth. Don't worry about timing at this point. Just take a deep breath in, really inhale the lungs right into the belly, and then exhale, let it go. Now let's start to think about the body a little bit more. Those shoulders, they might want to lift up when you breathe in. So try and really pull from the diaphragm. Inhale. And let it go. One more time. No longer using the traps, letting them sit down. And inhale. And exhale. Let's take our shoulders up now. We are going to use our traps. Inhale, your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, pull your shoulder blades back and down together and then slide them down into your back. Let's take a big inhale all the way up, sit up nice and tall. Maintain long spine as you exhale and roll back and down. Let's do this a couple more times. Your hands can be on your knees. It can be floating off to the side like mine. Wherever, again, it feels comfortable. We're just starting to roll those shoulders. Again, we sit in a hunched or forward fold position a lot of the time, so we want to make sure that we sit up nice and tall and rotate through these shoulders to pull back a lot of the tension we create by seated forward. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, pull back and down. Tuck your chin right to the chest, still sitting up nice and tall. And then just go ahead and look all the way up to the sky. Eyes open or closed. Exhale, chin to chest, long spine. And inhale, rise up and look. Just a slow start this time. Exhale, tuck the chin. And then look up to the sky. We're going to add in the arms, so bring your chin to your chest. And as your head goes up and look up, bring those hands out to the side. Bring them up, look to the sky, maybe they touch. And then exhale, bring the chin down with the hands through the center. Let's do that 3 times. Big inhale, rise up. And exhale, come down. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. 1 more time, big inhale all the way up. And exhale, come down. Let's inhale those hands all the way up. Let's bring them down behind us. Fingertips point to your bum or just slightly out to the side. Lean back, and if you've got legs crossed in any way, just unwind them here. Lift up your chest, heels as close to your bum as you can, and then just drop your knees over to the right side. Look to the left, getting a little bit of spinal twist here. Inhale and exhale. You're also opening up your chest. Inhaling and exhaling. Do this a couple times. Just starting to massage your butt if you're on your glutes, which you should be. And then getting a little bit of a spinal twist with this nice big chest opener. So don't collapse into your shoulders. Keep your chest open. 1 more time. Let's add on to this one. So go ahead and bring your knees over to the right and kick out that bring it back in, and do the same thing on the other side, and just kick it out. So again, with the breath, so go ahead, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. All right, so we can do this and extend the leg if you want. Sweep that leg all the way up to the center, place it down, drop the knees and extend the top leg, scoop it up, and then bring it down. Knees tap, extend leg, scoop all the way up, place it down, go ahead and drop, extend leg, all the way up and down. We can drop over, but don't come down so that the knees touch. And then just see if you can extend those legs out, bring them in and back through the center. Over, kick it out, bring it in, back to the center. You can stay with one leg. Go out, kick out, bring it in, center. One more time, you're getting these side obliques. The chest is still working. A little bit of the backs of the arms into the triceps. All right, now we know we can do this one if you want. Extend it out. You know where you're going. All the way up, over to the other side. Pull it in and bring it down. So we're drawing a big circle. Tip over, extend your leg. Try not to lean back too much. Lift those legs. You can bend your knees and then bring it in and back to the center. Here's the option. Keep the knees bent. Pull the knees into the chest. Bring it over. Tap it down. Or go for the full leg extension, or as much extension as you can get. Bring it up and around and in. All right, sit on your bum, cross those legs or whichever way you'd like to, and get off of those wrists for a second. A little shake on the butt, side to side. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale those hands all the way up. Interlace your fingers, press the palms to the sky, look up, and then tip over to the right side. Keep your left butt cheek down. Inhale all the way up, your side body stretching, and exhale, right butt cheek down. Push the hands away. Go ahead, come back up. One more time each side, really leaning, but only as far as that right butt cheek, left butt cheek, I should say, stays down, all the way up, and then do it on the other side. Make sure that right butt cheek stays down. And come back. All right, bringing those hands down into the center. Just go ahead and release those wrists in any way you want to. Inhale the hands up and come down into all fours on your mat. So spread your fingertips nice and wide. Knees underneath the hips, shoulders back and down. And once we've got our tabletop position, make sure you're gripping in with your fingers and press down into your finger and your thumb. Okay? That will help when we come into our first downward facing dog. Toes are tucked. Go ahead and lift up to our first downward facing dog. We're just going to press our front heel down as we bend our back knee and then switch it out. So we're just stretching our calves, warming up the ankles. Press into that finger, index finger and thumb, and really press your butt into the sky to lengthen out those hamstrings. Let's go ahead and walk a little faster. You do you. Then once we've done that, we're going to drop back to our knees again. Okay, we're going to lift out our front leg, and we're going to bend at the knee. You're going to let it fall over to the back side of your body, and then we're going to bring it in, scoop it underneath, and touch your elbow. Don't worry if it doesn't touch. Inhale, open up, nice big hip opener. Press down equally through both hands, and then exhale, sweep it through. Inhale, open up. Exhale, sweep it through. One more time, big inhale, open up, and exhale, sweep it through. Inhale, open up. Go ahead and let that foot hang out behind you. If you are comfortable here, your toe is tucked in the back. You may be able to find some lift on that front hand. If you're really feeling good, see if you can do your first balance and bring that hand out or up to the sky. We've got that leg hanging up behind us. It's not dragging us. And if you can, reach your hand over your head and lengthen out. And release it down. Okay, let's come into our first child's pose. Knees outside the hips, big toes touch. Lean your butt all the way down to your heels. Go ahead and walk those hands out. Bring your armpits down towards the floor and let your chin or your forehead come down with you. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. If you want a tricep stretch, you can clasp your hands together. They don't have to be clasped, but you can. And walk your elbows in just a little bit more towards the inside of your shoulders. And then just peel your hands up and bring them behind your head. You might feel a tricep stretch here. Again, if you just want to stay in child's pose or do something else, feel free. A couple of more breaths. Release the hands down if they're behind your head. Walk yourself up. Give those hands a little bit of a shake, and let's do everything on the other side. Plant your hands down underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Shoulders back and down. Knees underneath your hips. Tuck your toes. That gives you the plantar stretch. Shoulders back and down. Press into your thumb and your pointer finger. Once we've got that, we should be able just to sit back and then pop up into downward facing dog. So again, just check that those feet are hip distance apart. Take your back heel, drop it down towards the mat and bend your front knee. And then swap it out. We're back to walking the dog. Maybe we can find that we have a little bit more length. Maybe those heels can find the mat this time, but again, we're not worried if they don't. We're just looking for our own personal space that we're creating here. Everybody's going to be different. Every day is going to be different. So pedal out a few times here. Press both of your heels to the back. Send your tailbone high. Press into the thumb and the index finger. And then drop down to those knees. Let's go ahead and lift that back leg out. Go ahead and bend at the knee. Drop it towards the screen. And then we're just going to scoop it underneath and see if we can touch that front elbow. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist. Lots of work for the back here. Opening up the hip. Again, when we sit all day, we get a lot of tension in the lower part of our body because it doesn't get the movement it needs. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale all the way and just let that leg hang out here. Now again, if you're feeling stable, if you need to make any adjustments, maybe you want your hand in line with your knee. Maybe you need a little bit further away from you, like towards the outside of your mat. Wherever you feel that you're comfortable. What I need you to do is pull the core in. So you can see that. I just pulled my core in and squeeze my glutes. Then that gives me the stability. It's about the core, lifting that hand off. And if you're able to get that one up, go ahead and do that. Just try this. First little bit of balancing. You can extend that leg out, reach over your head, and hold here. Remember to squeeze your glutes, brace your core, and then sweep it down. Let's go ahead and come back into our child's pose. Knees outside the hips, toes touch, and lengthen. All right, what do you say we get off of these wrists for a little bit? I think it's a good idea. Let's go ahead and walk ourselves up. Inhale your hands all the way up. And exhale them through heart center. One more time, big inhale all the way up. Place your hands down on the mat. Tuck your toes. And then just walk yourself up into a forward fold at the back of your mat. Okay, so hopefully you're in your forward fold now. Soften your knees if you can't touch the floor. If you have a block, feel free to use the block. And just let the head hang. Let's inhale to a halfway hold. Hands halfway up the shin. Pull your ears away from your shoulders, flat back. And then exhale, just let it all go. Inhale. And exhale down. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Now we're going to walk ourselves out to a downward facing dog. And then we're going to walk our feet up towards our hands. Soften those knees. Inhale, halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your feet back out into a downward facing dog. Walk your hands towards your feet. Inhale, halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and walk out. Now you can stay in your downward facing dog, or maybe you come into a plank. Go ahead and walk your feet up towards your hands. Inhale, halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your feet back. Down dog. Or maybe you come into that plank. Then you walk yourself, your hands towards your feet, and then into a halfway hold. Let's do it 2 more times. Exhale, walking out. Okay. Come into a plank, downward dog, your choice. Then walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway hold, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, let it go. Walk it back, maybe into that plank, and then walk your hands in towards your feet. And a halfway hold. All right, exhale, you walk it out. Coming into a downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and bring that right foot up high, up into the sky. And then we're going to rotate that ankle a couple times. Exhale, pull that knee into the chest and place that foot down. Go ahead and step the other one in. Halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, forward down. Take a step back with one foot. Take a step back with the other. Left leg, other leg, send it high up into the sky. Go ahead and rotate that ankle in one direction. Pull that knee into the chest, place that foot down. Step the other one beside it. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold down. Step back that first leg. Step back the second leg. First leg, right leg goes high up into the sky. Rotating in the ankle. Bend at the knee and let it drop behind you. And then go ahead and see if you can pull it through and touch your elbow. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest and place your foot down. Go ahead and step the feet together. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold down. Take a step back with the back leg. Take a step back into downward facing dog. Lifting your left leg all the way up. Then go ahead and bend at the knee. See if you can get your knee to touch your elbow, crossing under. Inhale all the way up. Pull the knee into your chest, place your foot down. Take a step up. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, forward fold down. I think we can do this a little faster. Take a step back one leg. Take a step back the other leg. Front leg, right leg high up into the sky. Bend your knee. Knee crosses, exhale. Tap your elbow. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest, place the foot down. Take a step. Inhale, rise up. Forward fold, exhale, down. Step back one. Step back the other. Back leg, left leg high into the sky. Bend at the knee. Go ahead and cross and tap the elbow if you can. Inhale all the way back up. Pull the knee into the chest, place that foot down. Take a step up. Inhale, rise all the way. And exhale, down. Let's do it one more time each side. Step back. Step back. Right leg, front leg high up into the sky. Bend the knee. Cross it over. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, step through. Step in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right down. Step back, downward facing dog. Back foot, left leg high into the sky. Bend at the knees. Exhale, cross and tap. Inhale, up and back. Pull the knee into the chest. Place that foot down. Step the other one up. Inhale, rise all the way up and stay up. And exhale to heart center. We should be good and warm now. A little shake, a little adjustment, and inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, sink down into our first chair. So butt goes back, knees towards the toes, weight transfers into the heels, and I want you to spread your toes out nice and wide. Inhale, rise up. See if you can get a little deeper, and again, I'm not worried about how deep you get. I'm more interested in your knees tracking towards the second and third toe, and your butt sending back. Keep the chest open. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, come on down. We're going to add in a twist, so your back elbow to your front knee, and don't worry, it doesn't matter which side you do, because you will do the other one, so cross it over and touch. Inhale all the way up, look up, exhale, cross and touch. Inhale all the way up, one more time, exhale, cross and tap. Inhale all the way up, cross and tap. Okay, wherever you are, elbow on your above your knee, not on the knee, and press your hands together, okay? So we've got an ability to lift the heel of the foot that does not have your arm attached to it, okay? And then we are just going to lift that foot off and send it all the way back into a lunge. Okay, so now that we're here, we can open up those hands if we choose. And if you want, look up to the sky. That is the challenge. Bring those hands back together. Look down at your foot. Let's take a step back up so we're in our chair. Inhale all the way up. And exhale to the other side. So exhale, elbow crosses, and it just places above the knee. Okay, it's on the femur. Press the hands together and roll your shoulder back. Take a lift of that heel. You can slide the foot back if you would like. Or you can see if you can lift the toe up and then step back. Once you're here, you can really press into that elbow to open up the chest. And then you can peel your hands open. And if you'd like, go ahead and look up to the sky. Again, changing the direction of where we're looking challenges us a lot. Go ahead and look down and bring those hands together. And then step back to the top of the mat. Inhale all the way up. Can we move this one faster? Exhale, cross to that first knee. Lift up your heel, step back. Open up your hands, look to the ceiling. Exhale them back. Inhale, and then stand all the way up. Exhale the other side. Stepping back, opening up, look to the sky, bring the hands back, step in, rise it up. 2 more times. Exhale down, step it back, open up, look to the sky, bring the hands in, step, rise, last time, twist, step, open, look to the sky, exhale, in, rise, and release. Good, shake it out. All right, so you've gotten more of the twists. We've definitely started to work the legs. You've opened up the chest even more by bringing yourself into that expansion. So again, we're using a lot of things that get tight when we're always in this crunched position. I've asked you to open up and take giant steps as opposed to the little steps that we normally take during the day, if we even step, especially if we're in a desk job, sitting, learning at school. Most of the stuff we do is seated. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I enjoy sitting. I don't want to stand all day, but we have to counterbalance that, of course. All right, shall we put it together? You know we can. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold down. Step back into downward facing dog or your plank. Walk your hands towards your feet. Inhale, halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. And exhale into a chair with a twist. Doesn't matter which side. Inhale all the way up. Exhale and twist. Inhale, rise all the way up. Forward fold down. Walk your way into a down dog or a plank. Walk your feet up towards your hands. Halfway hold. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, elbow finds one knee in your twist. Take the opposite leg, step it back. Open up, look to the sky. Hands together. Go ahead and step. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Walk yourself back to plank or downward facing dog. Walk your hands towards your feet. Inhale, halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Twist to the one side. Inhale, up. Twist to the other side. Sit back and down. Inhale, up. Forward fold straight down. Walk yourself out. You're either in a plank or downward facing dog. Walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway hold. Exhale to forward fold. You're going the other side. Inhale all the way up. Cross elbow to your thigh on the other side. Step back your foot. Inhale, open your hands, look to the sky. Exhale them back together. Take a step up. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive down. Step back. One foot. Step back the other. Go ahead and come into a plank and then walk your hands towards your feet. Last time for our chairs. Inhale, halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Chair twist one way, sit back and down. Inhale, rise up. Twist the other way, sit back and down. Rise all the way up. Exhale and shake it out. All right, so come to the center of your mat. It is very humid in Costa Rica. So I need to towel off. Maybe you heat it up too. That was a pretty good flow. Now we're just going to try and find our balance with this one. Again, if you're on your mat and you want to come into a hard surface, that'll allow you to balance a little bit easier because the soft surface is a little mushy and it requires your feet to move a little differently to give you some balance, all right? So if you want the extra challenge, do it on the mat. If you like the firmness of the floor, come off of your mat. If you have carpeting, it's going to be a little plush as well. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's find ourselves on the right leg. Okay. We're going to inhale our hands all the way up and exhale, hands to heart center. Now I've lifted my left heel. I'm on my right leg. Soften your knees, okay? So this one is barely giving you any support at all. It's just a little bit of a balancer. The full weight of your body is going to be on that one leg, okay? Inhale all the way up and exhale, butt back and down. Keep your heel lifted and just come into that chair pose. Okay, inhale all the way up. You should be loading the quad on that working leg. That foot is flat on the floor. Go ahead, one more time. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, butts back. Knee center tracks towards center of foot. Inhale all the way up. All right, if we're good here, let's go ahead and bring our hands to heart center. Let's go ahead and lift and just hover that foot. Go ahead and just give it a little rock, a little rotation from the ankle. And this time you're going to inhale all the way up. And without touching the toe down, you're going to come down, and you don't have to come as far. Just slowly come down, a one-legged squat. Inhale all the way back up. Ooh, find the balance. Exhale, come down. This is challenging a few things. Your core for stabilization. Your quad for sure. Inhale all the way up. Squeezing your butt to get yourself back upright. One more time. Exhale, slowly come down. And inhale all the way up. Exhale and shake it out. You're staying on that same leg. All right, so go ahead and find that position. Now, here's the options. Crossing your ankle. Okay, crossing the two ankles over. If you're okay, you can lift and hover that foot off the floor, but make sure it's not pressing on the knee, okay, because we're going to be bending that knee. So I want you to see that my knee does not have a leg pushing on it. The other option is to go ahead and see if you can bring that foot above the knee. Again, we're bending that knee. We don't want to put the pressure on the knee. See how high you can bring your ankle up into your hip. And again, it doesn't have to be as high as mine. But you don't want it higher than your hip because, again, you're going to hinge from the hip. So we don't need anything impeding that, right? So find out whether you want to be here, here, or here. And feel free to change it up whenever you want to. And then I want you to put energy through the heel. So I flexed my ankle. So it's not wimpy here. It's actually got flex. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, try and sink yourself down. Again, that one-legged squat, bringing yourself down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Again, option right here, no problem. Exhale, come down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, come down. Now you know the fun part of our balance is coming. Inhale all the way up. Your same elbow as leg bent. So think about it, is going to cross over the body. Same elbow on the same side as your foot, and see if you can hit your elbow to get into the center of your foot, pressing into that arch. If you're good here, go ahead and open up those arms. Oh my goodness, can you look to the ceiling? What? Oh, I almost lost it there. Go ahead and shake it out. Okay, so you can see how we're progressing this one. Don't worry if you don't make it. Again, it's just all about learning something new for the body and the brain to work together. Creates way stronger pathways in the body. Let's go ahead and stretch out the foot. So put the weight in the other foot. And then take your toe and place it down on the ground. Interlace your fingers. Lean forward and come into a little bit of a bend so you can put your hand on your quad. And then once you've got your hand on your quad and you've got some stability here, go ahead and press down and shift the weight from the foot that's flat over to the foot that the toes are pressing down on. And you should feel an amazing stretch all the way up the front of your foot. Your extensors that are down on the toes are getting a nice stretch, especially if you're out of your shoes. Again, we're in a society that needs to wear shoes. I do not recommend wandering around, even in this country with all the ants and bugs. I don't walk around without shoes. But anytime we have an opportunity to take those shoes off, spread those toes and use the feet. All right, come on up, shake it out, and let's do the other side. Okay, so again, let's just start off with elevation of the heel and sinking into the knee on the other foot. Inhale, rise up, priming our quad, sit the butts back and down. You are slightly in a balance now because most of the weight is in that one foot. You've just got those toes down on the other one. Inhale, rise up. Push your hips back equally. Both hips, send them back equally so that one is not going before the other one. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, push your butt back. Bring the center of your knee towards the center toe. Inhale all the way up. Go ahead and dangle the foot. Let's see if we can add a little bit more balance, bracing the core. A little bit more mind control here. Your whole corset has to work. Inhale all the way up. Now that leg is definitely working. Exhale, I like to do things in 3, so this is number 2. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink down, just hover that foot in the air. Inhale, rise it up. Exhale, your hands to heart center. Are you still balancing? If you are, just rotate that ankle out. Rotate it the other way, and then put that foot down. Shake it out. So you know we're going for that full balance now. So again, it's an extremely challenging balance. So take it to where you are today. So feet underneath the hips. Okay. Soften the knees. Shoulders back and down. Lock the core on. So we're bracing our core. We've got a squeeze in the butt, and we've got a tall spine. Okay. Think of a dancer, an ice skater, whatever you think of that does spins, needs to be a fully lengthened one. Because if you are not fully lengthened, you're going to tip over. So let's go ahead and bring that foot to cross. Inhale all the way up. Reposition the hands, the shoulders down. Brace the core, squeeze your butt. Option, just balance here with the toe off of the ground or above the knee. So again, you can pull that ankle up into the crease of the hip, but make sure it doesn't impede you for when you go for a single leg squat. One more time, inhale those hands all the way up. Getting that oxygen in. Exhale, let's sink down, bring those hands down. Slow, controlled, calm. 3 of these. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, push the butt back. Bring the knees towards the toes. Keep the chest lifted. One more time, inhale all the way up. Exhale, sink down. Now you can stay here, you can choose to shake it out, but if you want, the same elbow as the foot crosses over. It takes a little bit of thought on that one, because you're crossing over to the opposite side, but it happens to be the same foot. See if you can get that elbow into the arch of the foot. All right, so now I've managed to do it on this side. How you doing? If you can, find your balance, and then open up those hands. All right, so I've got the hands open. The challenge is for me to look from the ground to the ceiling. So I'm slowly, very slowly, turning my gaze upwards. Bringing those hands back together, unwinding, and shaking it out. How'd you go? Wow. All right, shake it, shake it, shake it. Let's go ahead and do a little stretch here. So stand in the center of your mat. Okay? On the floor is fine. Put the weight into that first leg you were using. Inhale your hands all the way up. And exhale, push them out to the side. So pull the shoulders down and press the walls away. Now soften your knees and then take your opposite foot and just step it back. Okay? We're going to cross it behind us so that we're on the toes, and then turn your heel so that it's pressing towards your mat. Press the walls away and then see how much you can drop that heel down. So you're going to get a nice little stretch in the calf, a nice twist here. You're pressing, shoulders up, back and down. Big stretch here. Bring those hands down and step back in. We'll do the same thing on the other side, and then we're going to get the top stretch for the foot. So feet hip distance apart, shoulders back and down. Inhale all the way up. Push the walls away. So we're really pushing the walls away. Shoulders down. Soften your knees. Go ahead and slide your other leg back. Okay, my toes touching. And then I'm able to sweep it around and get my heel to face parallel to my mat. Shoulders back, lift up the chest, press the walls away, and then sink that heel down. Take a couple of deep breaths here. One more time. And then release it. Shake it out. So before we were crossing this way, then we went behind and did the cross, getting the whole aspect of the hip. Let's go ahead and find ourselves feet hip distance apart. Inhale the hands all the way up. Exhale them to heart center. Sink a little down and then shift the weight into that first leg that we were using. We're going to lift the heel and tuck the toes under. Okay? So if this is good, you can stay here. If you want to add a little more pressure, this is when we lean down, interlacing our fingers and placing them on the quad. Okay? Now, you can sit your butt back, and that'll allow you to put more pressure down into those tucked toes. And if you want, now you can shift the weight over onto that leg a little bit more. Now, still the majority of the weight is going to be on the foot flat, and the hands on the quads help you balance so that you're not going to shove a whole bunch of weight automatically into your toes if you lose your balance, because you've got the stabilization through the other leg. Let's go ahead and lift out and release that. Give it a little shaky. And let's go ahead and come to the top of our mats. All right. Grab some water. Have a break. Give it a little inhale all the way up. And a little exhale to bring it back down. One more time. Big inhale all the way up. And exhale through the center. Inhale, rise all the way up. Let's go ahead and forward fold down. Take a step back with one foot. Take a step back with the other one. Go ahead and bring yourself to your knees. Knees outside of the hips. Big toes touch. Sink back into your child's pose. All right, so I've got one more posture series to do. And again, I'm going to start out with a lower version. And if today is not your day to do it any higher, then don't worry. Coming back to all fours. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Knees underneath your hips. Go ahead and tuck your toes. From here, shoulders back and down. We're going to press our hips towards our heels, stretching out. Walk your hands a little bit further and just outside of your shoulders. And then come into a plank. Don't drop the hips, just squeeze your butt. Go ahead and come back down. And then come into this kneeling plank. Sit your butts back towards your heels. Bring your front knee and then bring it and drive it between your hands. Bring it back down. And then bring it between your knees, the other one. And sit your butt back and down. So we're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right. If you would like to go ahead and come up into a downward facing dog, you are able then to drop your knees close, maybe a couple inches hovering off, and we're going to do the same thing. Press back into what's called a firefly, and then shoot the knee forward. Push back into what's a firefly, and then push the knee forward again. So we're going to exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. One more time. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Okay, go ahead and drop to those knees. Push your butt back. Flip your hands so the palms are facing up. And then let your head drop between your shoulders. Or between your elbows, your forearms. Anywhere that head wants to get between those arms. Maybe a little shimmy side to side. Okay, so how did that go for you? Can we add on? A question, always a question. If today was, my wrists are starting to bug me, I can feel this when I'm hovering in that firefly position, I think I'm going to stay on my knees, then just stay there. It's not a problem. Even just relaxing, taking a couple breaths, not worrying about moving on from this posture. But if you would like to, place those hands down. Tuck those knees and come into downward facing dog. If you're going to come into it, let's hold that hover. Okay? We are going to be able to bring that front knee through and then send it back up to a three-legged dog. Bring it down, sit back, bring the other knee through, send it all the way up and back down. Squat hover. Through, up, down, hover, through, up, down, hover. One more time. Through, up, down, hover. Last time. Through, up, down, and hover. All right. Walk your hands if you're on your toes. Walk your hands in. And so we're all in this, I'm going to change positions, in this little squat here. Okay? Now that we've got the squat, there's a few things that we can do. We can just practice this, staying up onto the toes. Okay? You can bring your heels together. Okay? And this just opens up your hips a little bit more. You do not have to bring your heels together. If you're good, go ahead and see if you can find your balance. Inhale your hands all the way up. Option if you don't want to be on the feet, bring yourself to kneeling, okay? If you're on the feet and really working into those feet and opening up those hips, you're here with me and you're coming down through the center. One more time, inhale all the way up. Give me that right elbow and go ahead and cross it to the left knee. Again, don't worry if it doesn't touch. Now we're in this big open hip. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, twist. How are those feet feeling? I'm getting some nice work here. Inhale all the way up, long spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. One more time. Exhale and twist all the way up. And then place the hands down. Go ahead and walk yourself over and drop the knees down. All right. We've got prepped in for those ankles. You've definitely got prepped in for your shoulders. This time, we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of on an uneven surface. We'll see, but we're going to try our crow pose, okay? We'll do crow forward and crow side, and just see how it goes. Again, if it's not for you, just go right into Savasana and just hang out because this is the last bit that we're doing for the class today. So we're going to spread those fingertips nice and wide, pressing into the thumb and the index finger, okay? You're going to come into that downward facing dog. Now, you can either just come into that little hover with the knees and sit back, okay? Now, we can touch those heels together. Some people like that, it gives them a sense, and then just a sense of support with the heels touching. But if it's not for you, don't worry about it. Those hands, walk them in now. And see, because we've opened up those hips, we can now get those hips open nice and wide and then squeeze with the knees into the triceps. Okay, so we've gone outside and now we're able to pull in. Spreading your fingertips nice and wide, we've pulled them in and we're now in this crunch position. The key is to not look down between your hands. That is where most people go to look because they look down. You're going to look to the top of the mat. You see how far away I am from the top of that mat? That's how far I want to look. It's about 4 feet away that I'm looking. My fingertips are spread and I'm looking forward. I'm lifting my bum. Now I can make adjustments. I can put those hands in a little bit closer. And you're trying to make a shelf. By looking forward, you're able to lean up. Okay? And then from here, you're able to maybe lift one foot, maybe lift another one to see how it goes. See if you've got your positioning placed properly with your elbows and your knees. And then if you're good, you're pressing into those fingers, you're able to maybe lift up. Let's see how it goes today. And then once you've braced your core, continue looking forward, lift all the way up and hold.
Now my position isn't so stable here, so I'm going to make an adjustment. See if I can get into this one a little bit higher. Leaning forward, holding, bracing the core. Once I feel like I've got it, then I can lift up. All right, that is your crow. How to go. If you want to try side crow, we've done a lot of the twists. So this is how we go with side crow. Placing your hands out in front of you. Okay. And coming into a forward fold. Just let your head hang, a little shake. Trying to think of the best way to show it on camera. I think I'm going to turn to the front. Okay, so we're still in our forward fold. And we're just going to come down into that squat. I'm going to press my heels together because I like the external rotation from my hip when I come down into a squat. I naturally have a wider squat base. Some people have a narrow one, and people can go with their feet together or just slightly out. Again, you're just going to have to experiment. So I like to go a little bit so that when I come down and get onto my toes, my hips are naturally out a little wider. From here, walk yourself over. So remember all these ones that we're doing twisting here? Now I just want you to twist, put your elbow on your knee, and then place that hand down. The other one, tuck it into your bum. And then, once your butt is attached to your elbow, you can place your feet, or your hands flat down. Your feet now, just walk out. Okay, so if you're here, you're just practicing finding that right placement of elbow. Okay, so again, do what you gotta with your feet. Elbow, down, elbow, down. Okay, I'm off of my mat here, uneven, so I'm gonna go back to the side where both of my hands are unequal surfaces. Okay, so elbow, hand, shelf is created. Where am I looking? In this one, it doesn't seem to be all that relevant to look too far away. I can look down in this one and it's not a problem, because with this one, it's more about creating that shelf. And then I look straight. I don't end up looking down, I look out. Then you can start to lift up the feet and see how it goes. So I'm going to stop talking for a second and just lift up and hold. And place it down. Now one side is always going to be easier than the other. Okay, so again, I'll show you. I like to start in this squat. We did these, especially with that noise, okay? So you're just going to go over and see if you can get the elbow onto the knee. If you're having a problem with this kind of twisting, stay with this type of work, okay? Then you can get in there, place that hand down, and see if you've got the ability to cross that shoulder and get that knee to touch at the tricep. The other hand, wide, connect to butt, and then create that shelf. Again, I'm looking down. Doesn't really matter at this point, in my personal opinion. Let's see if I can look at it. Does that make any difference to me? It might help. So choose to look down, and if that doesn't work for you, go ahead and look out, and then look to the side. Walk those feet out a little bit and just see how your platform is. And if you've got a solid platform, go for it. And if you need to make those adjustments, do. I'm going to make those adjustments one time. Okay. Or more than one time if I need to. And then we're good to go. Lifting up and balancing. All right, this side is my tougher side, but I got it now. All right, relax. Whew. Now, some people don't connect the back elbow to their butt, and they do it all on that front arm. And if you can do that, great. There is no wrong or right way to do a pose. Someone said, hey, look, I can do this. Can you? And that's how it probably got started. There is a lot of good things that are done by twisting, by leaning, by inversions, by planking, by reverse planking, by doing all those things, because we're opening up the joints, we're creating new pathways, and we're getting the body to move in ways that we would have done in nature when we climbed, when we jumped, when we searched for food, when we had to use caves as shelters. All of that stuff that the body was designed to do that we do not need to do anymore. But think about anything that your body was designed to do. It hasn't changed as quickly as technology and our world has. So your body is still designed to do everything that our ancestors did many, many years ago. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes.
Just take a deep breath in. And then let it go. Again, not worrying about how it goes. Just breathing in, full belly, shoulders relaxed. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Take your chin to your chest. And then inhale, look all the way up, sitting tall, nothing else needs to move. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, rise up, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, look up. Let's add the arms in. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, chin to chest. Rise up. Last time, chin to chest. Rising up. Bring those hands down through the center. Go ahead and place them behind you. Lean back and get those feet in front. Open up the chest. Drop the knees over to the right, look left. And bring it back over to the other side. And bring it back. How's the chest feel? Is it a lot more open? How does it feel as you're twisting side to side? One more time. Let's go back to that right side. And from here, you can kick the leg out. You can take the other one out. And then just open up like an L. Or just look over that left shoulder. Now again, if opening up into this L shape here doesn't work for you, then we can either lie down on the ground and do the L shape with our legs, because you're getting a little bit more of a twisting up and opening up that chest for sure. Couple more deep breaths. And then bend that outstretched leg in the front. Take the top leg, sweep it back. We're going to do the same thing on the other side again. If it's not working for you, just feel free to come down onto your back and then take the legs over and then extend them out this way. If you're good to go up tall, it's going to give you a little bit more of a chest opener for sure. We're just going to drop those knees over to the side. We're going to extend that top leg out, so you can do this again, supine, lying on your back. We can extend that bottom leg out, pressing through that heel. We lift up that chest, and then we can turn. So getting the added benefit of the chest opening up here, and pressing through and up. Nothing wrong with doing it on your back. You get the same exercise for the bottom half, but you just don't need as much in the wrist and in the chest. And then let's bend that front knee, sweep the top leg around, and go ahead and give yourself a centering in the mat. Wrap your elbows around your knees, and just scoot your butt somewhere in the center. If you'd like to roll back, feel free to just walk up onto those toes, roll back, and then come back up. Again, if you need to use your hands to come back up, that's fine. Roll back, and come back up. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, just waking up the spine, and then let's roll back and stay down. All right, foot down, foot down. Take those hands out nice and wide. Lengthen out one leg. Feels good. Lengthen out the other. Just let the feet fall out to the sides. Rock your head gently side to side. And then just allow it to rest in a side or straight, whichever way feels right for you at this point. Take a deep breath in. Then slowly let it go. Do that 2 more times. Big deep breath in. Pause at the top. Inhale and pause. And then
Slowly let it go. Be your biggest inhale and hold yet. So inhale completely, fully, hold it at the top, the fullest extension of the lungs. When you're ready, let it go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll your wrists and your ankles one way and roll them the other. And just let the hands and the feet relax. Let's do a little bit of a body scan here. Starting from your toes. I did a lot of work by bending those feet, bending them backwards, forwards, balancing on them. So I want you to think about your toes. And then into the soles of the feet where the arches, we've placed our elbows in there. Then bring it up to those ankles where we revolve them. We have to use them for balance, especially if you tried the crow poses. And bring the awareness into the calves. We started to stretch them a little bit when we walked the dog. Then definitely, I know you felt those quads when we were doing the balancing poses, when we did the lunge. Your hamstrings, every time we do a forward fold, we lengthen those hamstrings out. We did quite a few forward folds, halfway holds. Your glutes, we rolled around on them a bit in the beginning and at the end when we went side to side with the knees. You also have to brace your abs and your glutes along with the muscles that surround your spine anytime you're doing the balance. We did a lot today. So just try and relax your glutes, any tension you might have in the abdominals. Now we're bringing it up right into the chest. We opened up that chest a lot. We had a lot of hands behind the back today, especially when we were doing the knee side to side, the windshield wipes. If those shoulders still want to be creeped up against your ears, take your shoulder and walk it underneath with one blade. Take your shoulder and walk the other blade underneath. Lift the chest up, press into the backs of your arms, arch your back all the way up, and see how high you can get your lower rib cage pressed into the sky. A nice little bend here. And then once we've tucked those shoulder blades under as much as we can, then just slowly exhale and lower down. Those shoulder blades will be slightly pinned under you, and they will be definitely away from those ears. And then bring your awareness into your arms. Anytime we push away from the ground in a down dog, in a plank, we're using the bicep, tricep, forearms, and definitely into those wrists and those fingers. Expression in our face, we get a lot of it, especially probably learning these new things today, figuring out, looking at the TV screen or your phone screen and wondering what I was doing. You were probably making a face. Again, we show a lot of our expression, our actions are readable on our face, because that is the way that we used to communicate with each other before we were vocal. So we're very social, and our non-verbal cues are just something that we don't even think about doing, it just happens naturally. But that means that our face has a lot of muscles, and that creates a lot of tension when we hold certain postures in our faces. So, I want you to let your lips part. I want your tongue to pull away from the roof of the mouth and just be heavy. I want you to soften your eyes. I want you to melt all the creases around your eyes and your forehead. Just let them melt away. Any tension in the jaw, maybe we just take our jaw, shift it side to side. And then just take a nice deep breath in. And let everything go. One more time, deep breath in. Let everything go. I just want you to
hold your silence for the next minute. And just continuing to notice where you might have more tension, if it's a legs, if it's chest, shoulders, maybe it's still face, maybe it is still back. Just take some time to zone in on that particular part of your body. You're still present if you're thinking about your body and trying to relax it. The mind doesn't have to be completely blank. It just needs to be here in the moment, not thinking about past or future. Longer. If there's time to wiggle toes and fingers again, go ahead. And maybe roll those wrists and ankles. One way, other way, forward, back, side to side, whatever works. Slide one of your heels towards your body, bending at the knee, the other one as well. Take those hands out nice and wide like the T if they're not already there. Bring your knees to one side. They don't have to touch. And then bring them back up. They don't have to touch each other. They don't have to touch the ground. Just gently rocking side to side. And then a couple more. Choose a side that you want to roll onto. And this is where those knees should touch each other and the ground as you roll into side lying posture. Using your bottom arm as your pillow for your head, and your other hand just bring it in front of you. Take a moment just to feel how gravity pulls on you differently when you're in this posture. You can feel it probably release off your back. And then when you're ready to sit up, the hand that's in front of your belly, that's the one you press into, using the other hand to walk up. Coming back into our seated posture. We'll do a couple of breaths. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, come down. We'll do that one more time. Big rise, big inhale. And exhale, release. Hopefully you found that class challenging. Hope you had some fun. If you have any questions or comments